Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Gabriel Knight 3.
I'm not sure what I'd say.
Blood of the Sacred, Blood of the Damned. Blind. I am mostly sort of roaming around. Oh. Okay, I can set it that he wakes me up.
Say, Jean, do you guys do wake-up calls? Maybe you could have Simone buzz the room for me about 2 a.m.?
Certainement.
You won't let me down now, will ya?
Oh, most assuredly, monsieur. I forget nothing.
Although, that kinda doesn't make sense, does it? Because if Larry needs to wake up at 2 a.m. and I want to see where he goes, I would have to wake up like at least at 1 or 1:30. I'm not sure how long it takes to get where he is.
I'll go get the Harley.
Oh! Lily and Estelle are on the road. I'll follow her, sure. She usually runs through here at a certain point. So, I'll just wait for that. Okay, so it's just Estelle.
Estelle stopped in the middle of nowhere, as far as I can tell. Why would they stop here? This place isn't even interesting enough to have a tourist sign. Binoculars. I got some with my bike, too.
Maybe I can dust them for prints.
I don't see any prints.
Okay, how about...
I don't see anything. These textured handles aren't great for prints.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair observation.
I think that's Lady Howard and Estelle's moped.
Okay, let's look for her, I guess.
Looks like we got us another treasure hunter. Hi, Estelle. Everything okay?
Did you follow me here, Mr. Knight?
Me? Uh-huh. I just stopped to see if you needed help.
I do not need help, but thank you for your concern.
Don't mention it. So, how come Lady Howard's not with you? Kinda joined at the hip, ain't you?
She's had a very difficult morning. I would have stayed with her, but time is of the essence.
How did you meet Lady Howard, anyway?
Her family was the largest landholders in my village. I knew her growing up, of course, but we never played together. She made quite a name for herself on the stage, you know, when she was younger.
Huh.
And I was working in London myself as a nurse. I went to see her perform. Well, we became friends. When my father died and left me the cottage, we moved back to Hampstead. It's not exactly the manor she was born to, but it was sold years ago. Ironically, it's on the market again.
Does Lady Howard still perform?
Well, she's taking a break from her career.
So, what's out here?
You can see for yourself.
Doesn't look like anything to me. But then you wouldn't be here if that was the case now, would you?
Some people don't care to tell other people their business.
Oh, that's kind of rude, isn't it? It was a perfectly friendly question.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that Lily really prefers we keep our business to ourselves. Some people can be ruthless, you know, particularly...
Men?
Well, now that you've said so yourself.
So, well, to be honest, I think she's lying. To a degree. But unfortunately, I think she might also not be lying because it's the 90s. So, you know, people weren't nearly as accepting of, you know, same-sex relationships as they are now, 30 years ago. So, it might be that they prefer to sort of stay out of sight and, like, go on a date, you know, somewhere out of the way. But I think she's here looking for treasure, judging by that piece of paper here.
I don't believe in the treasure myself. All that stuff about ciphers and nonsense.
Saunier didn't conjure that money.
Well, I'm not saying he didn't find something, but what if he took all there was?
I don't believe it. There's got to be something here,
And we've got to find it? Why is that, Miss Stiles?
It's none of your business. I'm sorry, but that's all I'm going to say about it.
So this is the spot you and Lady Howard are betting your treasure hunting dollars on, huh?
Really? I wish you wouldn't ask such things.
Hey, just curious. I don't have anything else to say to her.
Yeah, I don't see anything here.
There's nothing here but trees.
There are those peculiar rocks, but I can't do anything with them.
There's nothing here but trees.
Well, I guess I'll be going then. Now, if the time doesn't progress by me returning here, then I have to assume... Because the only sort of like thing that was mentioned as a thing I should do was for Gabriel to talk to Montreux, or however his name was supposed to be pronounced, because he didn't meet him, only Grace did. But his servant doesn't want to see me, so I would have to come up with...
He sure is fond of this view. You don't... Yeah, I know he's lying, but maybe I should let him stew for a while.
I should come up with, like, some reason to meet with him? I will go back to the hotel, talk to Jean and to Grace. Maybe some new topics have cropped up.
How's life, Jean?
Oh, Monsieur does not wish to know.
I don't need Mr. Muffin Butt at the moment. I could buzz Grace, but she'd probably come down and break my fingers.
He can't use the search function, right?
I really should go get some other stuff done. I took Mosley's print. Grace said she'd add it to Sydney later. I'll let Grace do the research stuff. She loves it. Oh, Grace is the only one who gets email. I can't think of anything to do with that file. I'll let Gracie deal with it. I can't think of anything to do with that file. I'll let Gracie deal with it. That analyze stuff is Gracie's thing. You know how women get when you tread on the turf?
I don't have anything else to translate. I don't think, unless... I am unable to translate this file. Yeah, figures. Make ID. Okay, this is a promising option, actually. What kind of... Is there like a shoes auto-reply, encyclopedia? Something connected with wine. Would that... Or I guess... No, but you wouldn't... You would have to order a utility man for him to come to your house. So, coroner, blood drive.
That might provoke an interesting response.
New Orleans police isn't going to help me. Plumbing. I guess I could say I'm checking something with the electrical system.
I don't think that's going to get me into a vineyard.
Oh, so he straight up admits that's how it's supposed to work. So I guess I could, but how me organizing a blood drive, how would that get me inside? Maybe a reporter? Sports, New York Times, European Division, Entertainment. No, it was have to be something about the vineyard itself, right? Sports, that's not it. Freelance service, New York Times. I could try, but New York Times, what would New York Times have to do? I guess it will have to be freelance.
Hey, that should work. I don't think that's going to get me into a vineyard. I don't think that's going to get me into a vineyard.
I guess I will try the blood drive thing, just for like shits and giggles. Because it did allow me to print it, so I assume I will be able to use it.
A fake ID. That Sydney is kind of useful after all. I'll go get the Harley. Yeah, but I better knock first.
To be honest, if I present two different ones in a row, I should have saved first.
Yes? I'm here doing a blood drive.
Oh?
Yeah, you wouldn't happen to have any unused blood lying around, would you? Guess not.
Okay, that was hilariously bad. Can I do it twice in a row?
Yes?
My name's Knight. I'm a reporter. I'm doing a feature on Languedoc wineries, and I'd love to include you in my spread.
I'll see if the chateau owner is free.
Okay, that's hilarious. Hilariously bad, but...
Bonjour, Monsieur Knight. I'm Excelsior Montreux, the owner and viticulturist of Chateau de Serre.
Nice of you to see me, Mr. Montreux. I should have made an appointment, but I get better results just knocking about. The best places don't advertise.
Ah, well, how true. Now allow me to take you to the wine tasting room. Marceau?
What would you like to serve, sir?
Ah, are you a red man or a white? No. Let me guess. Red, yes?
Gosh, it shows, huh?
Do you like it dry?
Oh, hell, I'd drink dust if I could.
Well, let's see then. Perhaps the 76 Merlot.
Yes, sir.
I'm terribly sorry that you caught us unprepared today. We were about to shut the main gate.
Everything's all right, I hope?
Oh, yes. Here, anyway. The constable called a little while ago. There was a murder in the vicinity last night.
A murder?
It's very unusual, I assure you. But I suppose even here we're not immune. Oh, well, we should let it breathe for a moment.
Right. Nothing worse than suffocated wine.
Let's start with this, I guess.
Are you from this area, Mr. Montreux?
Yes and no. I grew up in Paris, but my family has owned this estate for decades. My wife and I permanently settled here some years ago. Children do take pleasure in the country air.
Oh, you got kids?
Oh, yes. A beautiful daughter who is away at school. And my firstborn son, Enoch. He's 12. Have you children?
No.
But you must. Oh, children are every man's right to immortality.
Well, it's not the kid part I mind so much as the marriage part.
Oh, no, a wife need not be a burden if she knows her place. Her role is to serve you, after all, to care for home and heirs and leave a man to pursue nobler things.
Boy, do we live in different worlds.
Man, how efficient is this conversation in establishing him as someone I do not like? Because first he's like, children are how you make yourself immortal. Disregard the fact that they are human beings with their own, problems, and by bringing him into the world, you're potentially screwing them over. And then he's like, your wife should stay in the kitchen and make you a sandwich while you pursue nobler things.
What kind of training do you need to be a viticulturist?
The lessons I consider most valuable came from my father. He was quite a master.
I think I will talk about the Grail and the murders last, because those are the topics that are sort of most probable to make him angry or suspicious.
What exactly is viticulture?
You are a wine critic, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what's your definition?
Well, to me, viticulture is about breeding, and I don't mean the mechanics of grafting. Grafting is only a tool. What's meaningful is the essence of the two vines you're combining. There are literally thousands of grapes, and most viticulturists choose from well-known stock. But my father always bred his own grapes and has passed down some very rare species.
I'm fascinated.
Really? Well, I don't want to bore you.
I'd like to hear more about your breeding program.
You won't reveal my secrets?
For my ears only.
Very well. The secret is in mixing the best strains, of course. But there is an art to it. My father taught me to visualize the ideal grape. Once you can visualize this perfect fruit, you can analyze even the best stock and see where it is lacking. In color or body, for example. Or perhaps it could be just a touch sweeter or lighter. And the trick is to find a grape equally fine, but one which is perfect in exactly those areas which the first grape is flawed. The marriage of these two vines will produce an heir, and then this heir undergoes the same process, you see.
Don't you ever get where you're going?
Eventually. But even in the interim, your grape will soon be far superior to anyone else's. Try the wine, Mr. Knight.
Wow, that's good.
This fruit did not come about by accident. It is the result of thousands, even millions of crossbreedings. Everything that it is today is a result of that hereditary tree. Don't you think it is ironic that a grape or even a dog or a cat should be so carefully bred, but that most humans depend on such a silly thing as love?
Then again, there is something to be said for spontaneity.
Is there?
Man, is the guy digging his grave as far as establishing himself as a total twat. Cause he's into eugenics as well. I forgot the word for a second. It's the evening and I'm tired. I'm not sure if I should pursue the grape venue that much because I don't know much about grapes.
Do you believe the stories about a local treasure?
Indeed. It is in my soil, monsieur.
I ran into an interesting tourist angle today. Seems the Holy Grail is supposed to be around here.
Oh, the Grail is a marvelous legend. But most stories are ignorant of the true meaning of the Grail. You see, the Grail has far less to do with Christ than with an idea. The fountain of youth, the eternal flame, the philosopher's stone.
All of those are related to the Grail?
Oh, yes. The Grail is that thing, that one thing, or whatever symbol you use for it, that represents completion, perfection, the absolute. Do you understand now?
Well, no, not really.
Turning base lead into pure gold. That is the alchemist's aim. But it's not about real lead and real gold. It's symbolic. Man is the lead. God is the gold. Man to God. That is the alchemist's goal. That is the Holy Grail.
Huh. But I thought with the Grail, it was actually the blood. The blood in the Grail that was the, the immortal thing.
Well, of course. The blood is the elixir of life. The juice of the forbidden fruit.
The juice of the forbidden fruit?
No, never mind. Dusty old theories are a hobby of mine. Let's stick to the wine, shall we?
You know, hearing you talk, it reminds me of something. What is it?
Alchemy? The transmutation of the philosopher's stone?
Nope, that's not it. It was Ask Mr. Science. Y'all get that program here?
Television? I'm afraid not.
Well, they had this bit about DNA. Kind of how DNA has this funny pasta shape. But it's really billions and billions of instructions, kinda? You get into DNA with your breeding program at all?
Actually, DNA is an interesting issue, Mr. Knight. Did you know that the magic alchemists used was based on an intuitive understanding of the principles of DNA?
I'll be darned.
But to answer your question, no. I have my own ways of testing the vines, and they're far older and more traditional than DNA testing.
Okay, we'll go with the murder question, because at this point, I have nothing else to ask.
Do you know anything about the murder?
No, not really. There were two men, neither of them from here by the sound of it. Excuse me. Hello, Easy Excelsior. Ah oui. Préparez une note pour sa leçon. Forgive me, I'm afraid I must return to the house. The news of the murder has quite upset my wife. Besides, my son awaits his afternoon lesson.
Well, thanks for the interview, Mr. Montreux.
You're most welcome. Au revoir, Mr. Knight.
Kind of a nice fella.
I hope that's irony. Okay, am I done with today? Actually unclear. Okay, I'll go back to the hotel. But to be honest, at this point, I really don't know what to do.
I just want you to know you're doing a great job.
Oh, okay, I can get Wilkes's prints, probably.
Got it. This print doesn't look anything like the one I got off Puccelli's suitcase. It must be Wilkes's glass. I'll mark it.
So where's Mosley?
Hey guys, it's 5.
Thank you, O guardian of the clock.
Okay, don't start, you two. I want to hear what happened.
You mean at Chateau de Serras? You're right. The guy's probably into one of these secret societies. You should have heard him go on about alchemy, but I don't know. He seemed more bookish than anything.
I say anyone who's involved with these secret societies is a big suspect.
Speaking of which, Larry Chester is definitely lying. He said McDougal and Mallory just stopped by last night for directions. I couldn't get him to crack.
Who's this? Chester?
That's right.
Interesting. I'll get started on the treasure angle. Check out the museum and church tonight. That book really got my juices flowing.
So that's what it takes.
Huh?
So, are we gonna eat or what? I'm starved.
Well, actually, Grace and I had talked about catching up.
That's okay, Mose. I want to stick with my research for a while. Why don't you and Gabriel go?
I can wait till later if you...
No, I think that's a great idea. In fact, I think we should be going right now, shouldn't we, Mose?
See ya.
See, Grace, maybe after dinner?
That's an interesting landing page. Okay, so I'm Grace right now, but I haven't input. Damn it, that's kind of annoying because I had, stuff, like Wilkes's prints and whatever, and I didn't input them into the database. So wait, is Moses' prints, are they still here? They should be. What happened with them? Or did they input it like anyway? Because it was right here at the desk. Would you add this? It's just a single word. I guess you would. Like, I guess if you know, it's just so famous because, you know, cogito ergo sum, for example, is a very famous Latin saying that a lot of people that wouldn't say they know Latin, they do know that part. But I guess I did study a bit of Latin, so it's different for me. It's just such a simple thing. But if you don't know anything about Latin, I guess you wouldn't know what it means. You would have to look it up in like a dictionary.
I can't scan that into Sydney.
Sum to be first person form ego sum. Not really, no. I'm like 70% certain this is actually wrong. Because sum is already, it's not a, what's the English term? Like, it's not to be, it's already I am. It is, you know, the first person conjugation of the verb. The I part is already embedded in the word sum, because it's sum es est, sumus estis sunt. That's how that's how conjugating the verb through persons goes. It's sum for the first person, es for the second person of singular, then est for the third person, and then sumus for the first person plural, estis for the second person plural, and sunt for the third person plural. So I am 70% sure this is wrong, but I will actually look it up and put the relevant links in the description. The image is recognized as a map. Correspondences and patterns are not readily apparent with such a volume of points. To analyze the regions or relationships between objects of the map, use enter points to select objects and start analysis to analyze the relationship. View geometry, enter points. I don't know yet what to do with this, although I would imagine it has something to do with drawing triangles on the map, because that idea has been sort of thoroughly it has been thoroughly hinted at. The text appears to have irregularities in design. See extract anomalies. Hidden geometry is present in the image. A message inserted in text is indicated by the letters raised above the text line. The letters are Adagorbe Tiros blah 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 Lamort. Needed suggested language to analyze potential breaks. Suggested language Adagorbe Til Est Lamort. That does sound kind of French.
Wow. There's a hidden message in the text.
Translation from French to English. To Dagobert II, king, and to Sion is the treasure, and it, is there dead. Okay, that doesn't help me much, but device in the upper left corner, the plus symbol on the line 4 and the break on the line 14 suggest this image, confirmed by the base of the letter N. The shape has been saved. Okay, so it is a triangle, as I suspected it would be. Let's check the other part. Text indeed needs to be analyzed further. Hidden geometry is present. Symbolic device might be rotable. See rotate shape. Well, first let's analyze the text. Appears to be in Greek. The text matches a verse from Greek New Testament with additional letters inserted. Additional letters are Berger, blah blah blah. I would assume that's still French.
Shepherdess no temptation that puissant Teniers hold the key. Peace 681 by the cross and this horse of God, I complete this demon guardian at midday. Or to the meridian, blue apples. I think I'll write that cipher down.
Okay, I have no idea what that means, but maybe it will be apparent later. Devices at the top and bottom of the page contain diagonals which indicate the lines. The position of the top and bottom devices and their diagonals form a perfect square. Circle and the star devices indicate the presence of a circle. It lines up with the best with the text in the indicated position. The image has been saved. Yes, but I can also rotate stuff.
Scion. These parchments must be linked to the priory somehow.
Okay, so it was reversed, I guess. Data recognized as symbols not in the Sydney database, will conduct search of offline databases and return results via email if a match is found. Okay, I guess that's it for now. Although I can link some things to some people, I guess. Possibly, maybe. Okay, I don't really know what to do with the map, although she said she wants to check the church, and she has some, like, prime info on that, because there's some sort of phenomenon with the sun that goes around there.
What do you care anyway? You said you weren't interested.
I'm not. That doesn't mean I care to watch you belly up to the trough. Besides, you're just setting yourself up for a fall. Gracie doesn't like you that way.
Oh? And what kind of guy would she like?
I don't know. Younger, maybe? Good looking? A nice guy? She deserves a nice guy.
Which explains her alleged attraction to you.
Oh, that's purely chemical. Poor kid. See, I've got this pheromone thing going on.
Yeah, I tried not bathing myself once, but my coworkers got a little upset about it.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. You never could stand my success with women.
No, it was how you screwed with women that I couldn't stand.
Ah, back off, Lancelot.
Yeah, I guess we better talk about something else before I get worked up.
Hello, boys.
Oh, Madeline.
Hey.
Oh, you are already dining. How disappointing. I was hoping to spend some time with you. And especially with you, Gabriel.
Well, we can make room.
But I must change. The night is just beginning. Will I see you when I come down?
Wouldn't miss it.
Sure.
Then I will be extra quick. A bientôt.
Man, is she hot for you. Whew. Where'd that come from?
Pheromones.
Christ. You gonna go for it?
Why not? Sex worked for Bond.
But Grace is in your room.
Yeah, what did I tell you? Having her around is like wearing a freaking chastity belt. But Madeline doesn't have a roommate.
Well, go for it, I guess.
Bukele's dining early. Good evening, Signore Bukele.
And to you, Miss Nakimura.
Have you quite recovered from this afternoon?
See, with a little help from the vine.
Bukele's dining early. Well, Mosley always did have a thing for me. Guess I've been pretty insensitive about it. Of course, I've learned from a pro. I just don't want to talk to either one of them. I can't believe what he said to Mosley. Wow. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Well, to be honest, he never really hid the fact that he has, like, commitment issues. He literally, finds the concept of marriage terrifying.
Good evening, Mademoiselle Nakimura. Jean told me you are staying in room 25 with Monsieur Knight.
I bet he did.
I am Simone, Mademoiselle. I hope you will enjoy your visit.
Thanks. Have you seen anything, I don't know, curious around town lately?
Ah, oui, Mademoiselle.
What?
Someone has bought a chicken. It is making my mother crazy, this chicken. It comes to the garden, it eats her seeds. I do not know who is the owner of this chicken, but I know my mother. This chicken will be in the soup pot one night.
Oh, well, it happens to the best of us. Do you know anything about the treasure, Simone?
Well, I have seen many treasure seekers come and go, Mademoiselle, but I have never thought much of the idea myself. But there is a museum if...
Yeah, I know. Thanks anyway. I have to watch my girlish figure. Not that anybody notices. Oh, goody. Madeline's around.
Okay, I'll go to the museum, and I guess... Oh, that's Emilio.
Emilio looks like he's recovered. How are you feeling, Mr. Baza?
Oh, much better, thank you.
It was quite a shock, wasn't it?
What was?
The two dead men?
The two... Oh, of course. Yes, it really was a shock. Are you quite all right, Miss Nakimura?
You know, you're the first person who's asked me that.
Sometimes it is easier for a stranger to be polite than a friend. But don't let me keep you. I'm sure you have better things to do.
Yeah, that was quite poorly faked surprise, so I gotta... He knows something about this.
Emilio looks like he's recovered.
I will go to the museum and the church, but I will do it next time, because this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save. And end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.